Welcome to the first episode of the Evening Nine Golf Podcast. We're here kicking off our very first podcast. Matt, why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Matt McQuaid, formerly known as Diesel, former college player at Geneva College, proud Golden Tornado. Probably hold a couple course records for the highest score, specifically at Oglebay Resort in West Virginia, the Jones course. Yeah, just a little bit about myself. Back to Hideo.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that you're formally known as Diesel. Still known to go by that, but
It's on my resume actually, LinkedIn.
that's
So
right. I'm Josh, former teammate of Mr. Matt McQuaid, former Geneva College Division III golfer. Uh, and here we are launching our golf debut now that we're washed up weekend golfers.
yeah, I mean it's exciting stuff. I mean everyone wants to hear our point of view on the game, as former
That's exactly
GTs.
right.
Yeah. But let's dive in. I mean, busy day on or busy week on the golf side of things. I mean, I feel like in all corners of the world there is something happening. Obviously, the Phoenix Open, even on DP World Tour, at the what was that, the Doha Masters. Yeah, now we got TGL, so big weekend.
That's right. Big week. And obviously, the Waste Management Phoenix Open being the star headline with Chris Gotterup making the come from behind playoff victory. We'll definitely get more into that right as it was running into the Super Bowl. Did you hear about how 6 out of the last 10 waste managements have gone into a playoff and it's always on Super Bowl weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it, I can't really explain. I can't imagine that's how they write it up. I mean, personally, I mean, I know there's a bunch of people like yourself. They didn't even get to watch the playoffs. I was thinking about the people watching, like at the tournament. I was like, I kind of. They probably thought it was going to be this really cool Super Bowl Sunday, but I mean, hey, what can you do? So, what can you do? You don't even want to watch
Yeah,
that. The Super Bowl has become such a production, anyways. You can tune in now and catch the kickoff. So, but
I wonder
I'm
if
gonna.
there's any reason it goes to like what's the
Yeah,
likelihood of any other tournament going to playoff?
yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's. I don't because it's not even that big of a tournament. Like the cut was at like what 60 people. So it's not like it's that big of a tournament. I don't know, but I mean,
Right. And
it
normally
was
it'd be great for viewership, but
yeah.
it cuts right into the most watched event of the entire year.
I was
It's like,
gonna
what are
say.
the
I
odds
mean,
of
I think
that?
this is one of my favorite sports days, really of the year. I mean, you have the not just the Super Bowl, but I mean the Phoenix Open's one of the, in my opinion, it's like kind of the kickoff of the real golf season. It's obviously one of the most fun events, and then you have the Super Bowl right after. Like I would be back sometimes when the Super Bowl is in Phoenix. I think that would be one of the coolest
Yeah.
sport experiences. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's wild. But a lot of drama. I mean, kind of sucks for all the people that tuned into the Super Bowl instead. But yeah, I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
drama
Why
right
don't
at
you
the stretch.
why don't you break it down for me? Because a lot of people like myself were tuned out to watch the Super Bowl, and I know a lot went down. Last I checked, Hideki was up one through 17 holes, and 18's become a relatively simple hole. They kept saying on the broadcast, so I thought it was a no-brainer. Um, I personally was hoping to see Thor Bjornsson win, and he kind of fell apart those last couple holes. But I don't know, break it down because there's other rumors like the fans yelling in Hideki's backswing. There's a lot going on. So tell me more about that.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty wild. It was kind of one of those things. Hideki was kind of losing it towards the. I mean, really all day his driver was pretty off. I mean, on 17, he almost went to the. If you saw it through 17, he almost went in the water on 17. The drivable par four. I mean, he was probably 5 yards short of the water, but he was going. Seemed like he was going. He struggled going. I mean, left and right, but he really was kind of pushing it right all day. It seemed like, but yeah, on 18, he hit another bad drive. Right into those little church pews on left of 18, and yeah, and then I mean, relatively simple shot, but he just almost he thinned it a little bit, hit the lip, and couldn't scramble for par and force the playoff hole with Chris Goddard, who came from way back. I mean, he shot a 64 on Sunday. They didn't even show him. I don't even think he got any coverage on in round 3 or 4. But yeah, came back and same thing. Drove it right into the water on 18 again, the playoff hole, and then Chris Goddard hit. It's kind of one of those things like the U.S. Open last year. He hit like a 30-foot putt to win, but he could have two putted to win, so it didn't really matter. But yeah, congratulations to Chris Goddard. It's kind of unfortunate for Hideki, but some days you don't have it. But on the bright side for Hideki, he had the hottest putter of the tournament. It was just outrageous. So
I think we can both relate to having those days where you have no clue where the driver is going.
yeah, unfortunately, when Hideki doesn't know where his driver is going, at least he can guess what planet it's going to be on. I'm really, we're really struggling out there, but yeah, I mean, it's I mean, he really did get away with a lot. I mean, just with how hot his putter was. I mean, seemed like he was making hot putt, like big putt after big putt, and it was keeping him in it. So, but yeah, it's just kind
Mhm.
of unfortunate. But I mean, he's gonna be back. I mean, he's got to be one of the most underrated players of this generation. Like, I feel like he just kind of flies on the radar. So, I know he'll be back.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it was a really crowded leaderboard too of a lot of big names, like you said. There's Bjorn Bjornsson and Højgaard, and
Scheffler,
Scotty was up there. So
right.
yeah, I mean, a really good start
Yeah,
for
and
him. What a great tournament.
it almost fell right into Goddard's lap. It seems like,
Yeah,
he
I mean,
was.
obviously,
I
I
think he
mean,
was.
when,
I think he was the round one leader. If not, he was up there, and then kind of fell away throughout the bulk of the tournament. Even into the final round, kind of flew under the radar till he went like 6 under on the back nine and just jumped up out of nowhere.
yeah, that's kind of the cool part about TPC Scottsdale is like the front. I mean, people just have enormous back nines. I mean, there's the two par fives. There's the A17 drivable par four. A lot of shorter par four, especially for these guys were killing it too. I don't know if that was just me, but like Scotty was getting like mid 180s ball speed. I feel like it's pretty that's pretty unusual for him. But like, these guys were killing it too. So like they were all having flip wedges. Some of these guys were just absolutely just killing it and lighting it up. And obviously Hideki, even he had a great back nine too, and then just that 18 just kind of fell apart. But yeah, that's kind of
Hmm.
the cool thing about this back nine is maybe that's part of the reason why it plays for so many playoff holes, is just because it's a relatively easy back nine, so players can really come from the back. But yeah, I mean, again, congratulations to Chris Goddard. Yeah, I mean, 8 under or 7 under 64 um, on Sundays.
Hmm.
Yeah, kind of flying under the radar. Like I said, I don't even think he got any Sunday coverage. So
Yeah, and that those final, I'd say, four closing holes, 15, 16, 17, 18, might kind of fly under the radar as the best stretch of finishing holes on the PGA Tour. I mean, 15 is, you saw Hideki have to, no, not Hideki, several guys having to struggle to make par. You've
mhm.
got Thor Bjornsson making one of the easiest eagles he's ever made with a, what it was like a 9 iron into that par five. So it's a really fun hole with the water on the left. 16, of course, 17 being the drivable par four, and 18 is kind of an hole. Um, but arguably one of the best stretches of closing holes on the PGA.
Yeah, I mean,
As golfers who have played Bethpage Black, what's commonly known as one of the best back nines in golf, I'd say we have a little bit of credibility there. So maybe we'll have to go out there and play sometime.
yeah. Unfortunately, these guys finish out the back nine at Bethpage probably a little clearer than we did, but yeah, I mean, one of the best experiences in golf. But yeah, I mean, absolutely, it's just a really fun final stretch to wrap up a really fun weekend. But yeah, I mean, I feel like there's so much, and then to add on top of it, I wouldn't even touch this. All the maybe all this this maybe the rowdiness of it's gone a little too far. You know, you've seen the people making Hideki back off. That I think that might have been accidental, but either way, you got to know. You know, you got to know. But then
Hmm.
there's a video surfacing of what's his name, Jack Doherty or whatever his name. That was ridiculous. I mean, there's no room for that in the game of golf. I probably sound like a like an elitist old head, but it's just there really isn't. I mean, if you're going to come to these events, you got to know. You know, you got to know
Yeah, and
how.
it's been 2 years, I believe, since the infamous wasted management. So that would have been 24 that things kind of peaked at the
Uh,
craziness level. That was the one where they were like turning away fans at the ticket gates. They stopped selling alcohol. It was just
was
a
was
big
that the one?
mess. And
Was that the one that was
last
like
year and this
torrential?
year, was
Okay,
that?
was that the one? There was like the torrential downpours, and people were like,
Yeah, which only made things worse.
which yeah, it was bad. I mean,
But
I
last year and it seems like this year, they've really gotten a lot tighter, which
yeah,
most people I think would say is good. Um,
yeah, absolutely. Like,
but
I mean,
you
it's
still have that rowdy crowd environment.
yeah, I mean, that's always going to be their identity. Like, you know, that's when people think of the Waste Management Phoenix Open, and you know, that's kind of the whole lore of it all is kind of it's a unique experience, especially you know 16. You know, it's one of a kind thing, something you don't really see in golf. And I know the Canadian Opens they've tried to recreate it, but you're just never going to recreate it. So that's part of the experience is the rowdiness of the Phoenix Open. But yeah, definitely you gotta still golf at the end of the day. You know, it's still a big tournament too. It's not like it's all due respect to the Bahamas Classic or whatever. But you know, it's still a big time tournament that you have a lot of big time players in. So you know, the fans still need to respect it. Again, I don't mean to sound like an old head here, but you know, you still gotta,
It sounds like someone who's never experienced the watering hole on live.
yeah. You know, I do know what it's like to play with some pressure. You know, when you're facing the pressure of getting last at the Bethany College Classic, you know, that's a lot of pressure. So.
That's
And
right.
we did play grandstands with grandstands at Bethpage, so you know
Yeah,
we did have everything too.
absolutely.
But
We know what it's like
you're
to rattle one off the roof on those tents.
oh yeah, I was kind of I thought for sure I was on one I was going to utilize the hospitality tent on the left. I didn't so but
Yeah,
the,
we'll have a full podcast breakdown someday of the
yeah
Bethpage experience.
I, I feel like it's something that would be really cool is like every big course or anything like that that
Oh
we
yeah.
get to play, you know, do a little podcast review on it. Speaking of that, before we hop into our next section, what kind of some courses you're eyeing up for this summer? Maybe if you have any big ones or anything like that.
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, I've kind of started to plan out the year. You know, the summers fill up quickly. I'm definitely excited to play golf on my honeymoon. Plan to be down in Punta Cana.
There we go.
And so the course I'm eyeing up there is the Hard Rock Golf Club,
Okay.
kind of just on the Hard Rock Resort. Um, don't know much about it, but it looks sweet, so I'm really excited for that. And then of course we plan on going to West Virginia, have a little 3 day golf trip down there. Not necessarily, like list of your top 10 courses, but they're still going to be sweet from everything I've seen. Um, Let me think. I don't know. Last year, I kind of played the most new courses I've ever played before. Part of that was due to graduating and having more time. Also, partially due to the Northeast Ohio Golf blog, kind of trying to travel more and experience more. So I would only hope to continue that trend into this year. Throw in a couple podcast related golf trips on the itinerary, and yeah, we could have a good year. What about yourself? You got any courses in mind? Any trips?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to the issue I have for me is, I have a bunch of different friends that golf, but trying to organize one group to go to some of these places. But I do want to go back to Bethpage. I know Jake Delicio definitely wants to go back. He's interested. I did tell him he has to play from the tips whenever we go though. So his 240-yard drives will make that interesting. But so I do want to go
Stay
back.
tuned for a few tests.
Yeah, I would maybe we'll do a live with this. But I would definitely like to make a trip back. Just um, especially take some more people that I didn't get to take. That didn't get a chance to go. And then from there, obviously, yeah, going back to West Virginia, I would like to one kind of course or courses that I do want to go. I do want to go to the Robert Trent Jones Trail down in Alabama. So yeah, that's a big one. I mean, just seems pretty affordable for the most part. I mean, there's just so many courses throughout Alabama, and um, yeah, it just
Mhm.
seems like a good time for. It doesn't break the bank. Obviously, we all want to go to like the Pebbles and up to out to Vegas and whatnot. But obviously, right now it's a little tough sledding. But
Yeah,
yeah,
is that road trip distance or would that be a flight down there?
it would be a long road trip. You could probably do it in like 4 or 5 days. It's
Yeah,
from us. It's probably about 12 hours from us driving. I mean, I wouldn't fly. That's kind of for me. I'm like, that's uh, it's pretty. I believe it's pretty expensive to fly into. I believe you'd be flying to Montgomery, either Montgomery or Mobile. Um, but yeah, it's just to me, it's like if you have a couple guys, you might as well just drive and save the money. And I'm a
yeah, get a
big
couple.
driving creates some memories too. So, but
That's right.
I've I have some friends that I think it would be cool. They might golf, they might not, but they might. If I could say, hey, let's just go do a long weekend in at Gulf Shores down in Alabama, then maybe they'll come with. But yeah, just somewhere along there
Yeah,
again. I'd love to something else, even if it's like late summer, early fall. It'd be cool. So yeah,
love it.
yeah.
We got a
But
big year ahead of us.
I know I gotta. Yeah, I gotta get out there. I gotta. I'm just chasing your courses plate. I'm just chasing Northeast Ohio at the end of the day, Northeast Ohio golf. So, but but yeah, let's move on, shall we? Big Another
Yeah.
big thing we want to talk about was how about Patrick Reed? I mean, gets
Oh
reinstated,
man,
and if I'm not mistaken, he's coming back for the players, or I believe, or is it a little later than that?
I I don't know if it's gonna be that soon.
Okay, I wasn't
Um,
sure.
I I would hope so, but I think I
I,
heard later in the summer.
okay. I think now that I think
Could
about
be
it,
totally wrong.
yeah, I think I'm thinking that I think Brooks announced that he was playing in the players, if I'm not mistaken,
Okay.
I believe. But I mean, gets reinstated, and back from live. First two out of his first three tournaments on DP World Tour. Gets win his first start on DP World Tour, and then 2 weeks later, the Doha Masters, he rips off a win. Like, what do you think that does that kind of project what he's going to be doing this season, or what are your feelings on that?
Yeah, I mean everyone's gonna point fingers to the field he was playing against. I can't say that I recognized another name on that top 10 list, but I don't know. It says some stuff about Live. It says some stuff about the DP World Tour. But I think at the end of the day, he's a competitor and he's going to be good no matter where he goes. Especially now that he's got 2 wins under his belt in the very recent past. I'm excited for him to come back to the PGA. Always love to watch him at the Masters. Whether you love him or hate him, he's always in the top 5. So that's your lock of the year.
Yeah,
Um, yeah,
yeah, I agree. I mean, it's like you said, I probably couldn't name a single name in the top 10. But at the end of the day, I mean, they're still professional golfers and they're still phenomenal players. And when you're playing a big field, it's still tough to win. So- Excuse me. So to do it twice in a matter of 3 weeks is pretty impressive. I mean, I
Mhm.
don't really care who you're playing. I think that argument's kind of stupid. When people say, "Well, look at the fields," and I get it. I get it. If you're, if Scotty played on Corn Ferry, he'd be winning. He'd probably have 15 wins in a season. But also, it's still really tough to win no matter who you're playing. It's just any given week. So, I do think it, like you said, I think it says a lot about Liv. I was, especially when they started, I was the biggest Liv hater, and I do think it says a lot about them that maybe the competition on Liv was a little better, but or I mean, it also could be something that maybe they're a little more, a little less focused on Liv or whoever or whatever. But yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
obviously, still big for Patrick Reed, and I'm excited. I'm really excited to have him back. Actually, I was also not the biggest fan of Patrick Reed, as I'm sure most people weren't, but it was that video. It was that video. What video I'm talking about? The voice
Yeah.
of Patrick Reed that it just sold me. Um, I really admire that he really just is him, and yeah, he's a great player too. Obviously, he's a Masters champ, and yeah. What do you
I
do?
think what made me a Patrick Reed fan was when he autographed one of the
Yes.
rules of golf
Yeah.
books. That man does not care.
No, he
As
doesn't
a
care.
known cheater, he's autographing that.
He doesn't care, and he's committed to the bit, and he's him, and that's I respect that. I respect that a lot. But
Yep.
what do you think? I mean, obviously, if he gets back on tour in like you know end of June, it's probably pretty slim that he plays enough events that he gets a win. But what do you think the chances that he gets a win on tour this season are?
I don't know. It kind of depends on how the majors turn out.
Mhm.
Because by the end of June, you've already got 3 out of your 4 majors over with. I think how it works, again, I could be totally wrong, but since Reed hasn't won majors in the last several years, similar to how Kepka has and John
Mhm.
Rahm, so he wasn't in that window for the PGA's
Okay.
initial reinstatement window. Um, but they are giving him an opportunity to play his way back onto tour, which is why he's grinding out the DP
Yeah.
events right now. And I think he's already qualified by winning twice. So there's not really a doubt that he's gonna
Yeah.
earn his way back on. It's
Mhm.
just a matter of time at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll have to check out more when he does come back. But
Mhm.
I'm excited to see it, and I'm equally excited to see how Rom and DeChambeau react. I think if
Yeah.
one of them goes, it's over. It's over for Liv.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, that's kind of their last piece of that's their kind of their last hope is Rom and Deshaun. But I know I'm sure people will say, well, Neiman and that's really neat. But I mean, Neiman's been a little underwhelming in majors. So yeah, I mean, really out of the real greats on Live, yeah, they're the last ones. But I mean,
Yeah, you've got your Tyrrell Hattons, your Gooches,
yeah,
your
I forgot about Taylor Gooch. I forgot about yeah, but
Hatton's a good guy. I would like to see him back as well.
yeah, I mean,
Especially for the way he performs in majors, he could play his way back.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, he definitely is. I mean, he seems like he's always at the top of the majors leaderboards. But I mean, that's kind of the thing about majors. Like whether you love them or you hate them, whether they're on live or whatnot. It's at the end of the day, you want good players on the same tour. So I think if it was up to everybody, you get everybody on the same tour. But at least we get to see them 4 times a year, and yeah, but yeah, it's going to be an exciting season to say the least. So at least we have that to look forward to. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of drama upcoming, and then obviously next week we have the first signature event of the year at Pebble Beach. Rory's going to be defending, so yeah, it's going to be a great season. But
Yeah, it makes me wish we started this up to begin the year.
I know.
Get those first couple episodes under our belt before we really got into the swing of the
Yeah,
PGA.
but I mean,
Come major season, we're gonna be wheeling and dealing.
yeah, we're gonna be yeah, we're gonna be in flow state by then. And hey, maybe we'll have a live event from the Josh Ido bachelor party with
That's right.
special guests, special guest Tim Echo and Mike DeMeyer.
That's right. We might be getting media passes by the time the majors roll around. Actually,
Yeah, by the time the President's Cup, we'll probably be right there alongside along foreplay. So
that's
yeah,
right. It can't hurt to
speaking of that,
ask.
exactly. Speaking of the President's Cup, I mean this is just obviously one tournament, but there are a lot of President's Cup names at the top of that leaderboard. Well, really just Hideki and Siwoo Kim, but still, I mean, hey, who knows?
See,
Never too early to start thinking about an upset there. So
you've got Rio Hisatune, back to
yeah,
back really good weeks for him.
yeah.
Um, don't know if he's here to stay, but start building some anticipation for the President's Cup. Who knows?
I mean, well, we got Neil Shipley. You know, TGL practice probably going to be a big President's Cup pick. So just made his first cut. So shout out Neil Shipley.
Love it. Was it
That's
his
my
first
guy.
cut?
That's
What did he finish at?
he finished at 65th, I believe. So in the
Okay.
60s. He had a rough Saturday. He had a rough Saturday. But yeah, I mean,
Why don't you
it's I
tell
mean,
our listeners where you're from?
oh yeah, yeah. So I'm from originally from Oil City, Pennsylvania, but right now I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So that's why I'm such a big Neil Shipley fan. I was also a former intern for the Western Pennsylvania Golf Association. So both me and Neil Shipley are products of the Western Pennsylvania Golf Association. You know, West Penn made. So that's my he played in a couple of our events back in the day. So yeah, it was pretty good. By then he was kind of onto the more premier amateur tours, but yeah,
That's
and Mr.
awesome.
Northeast Ohio over there. But yeah,
Yeah, I'm based out of Akron. Uh, Went to the great Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania for school, where we met on the golf team. Now back here in Akron, going through the winter blues, wishing for some green grass right now. Uh,
yeah,
yeah,
this winter weather is it's I'm a big weather winter guy, believe it or not. But I went and played on the sim for the first time a couple weeks ago to get ready for your bachelor trip, and it didn't go very well. I started to miss warmer weather and real courses pretty soon. But Harbor Town's a
all right. Well,
pretty
we're at the 29-minute mark, so I got a couple questions for you here. Not that we have to wrap up, but want to make sure to get these in before the end of the evening.
yeah.
My first one was who's your guy for the year on the PGA? Obviously, Scotty is going to be 1A choice for everyone, but I don't know. Do you have a sleeper pick? Do you have a favorite player? Do you have someone you see uh, leveling up this year? What are your thoughts?
I mean, obviously the obvious pick is I mean Scotty. I think Scotty's going to have another 4 or 5 win season, but for the purpose of this, to make it not boring, I'm not going to go with him. I mean, I feel like it's a little too late to pick Chris Goddard just because I mean he already racked up his second win of the season. But he's going to be
Well,
he's
I
going.
guess the question with him is, does he sustain it throughout the year?
I feel like he does. You know, he last year he had that stretch last year where he won 2 events in the middle of the towards the end of the season last
I
year.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah, he got like those he got hot there for a second, and it's kind of one of those things because there's a bunch of players getting hot, and um, I mean he comes out beginning of the season and he rattles off 2 more, but it's also a long season, so I mean I think there's going to be a lot of names that they're going to be gonna have kind of breakout years. Like I think Cam Young's gonna sustain his success from last year. Um, Maverick McNeely, I'm sure will have at least a decent year again. But yeah, I mean, I really think out of all the stars, I really think we're going to see Chris Goddard up here. I mean, he's already at fifth in the world golf rankings now. I just saw that today, so I think we're going to see
Wow.
him, top of some, not maybe not the top, but we're going to see him right around the top of some major leaderboards, maybe another win, maybe a signature event, something like that. So I do think it's going to be his breakout year. But what about you? Who do
Mhm.
you have for the rest of the season coming big?
Um, another cherry picking guy, kind of like got her up, would be Siwoo Kim.
Okay.
He's on a really hot stretch right now, and it kind of seems like that's going to be the case for the foreseeable future. He's a really good guy. Seems like a really chill guy too. So I'd like to see him do well. But besides him, I mentioned this earlier, but Thor Bjornsson is my guy, Michael Thor
Okay.
Bjornsson. It's easy to say that after he's coming off a top five this weekend.
Yeah.
But
That's
even before this weekend, I had my eye on him.
Yeah, I'd say it's kind of everyone we named just finished top 10. So yeah, it's pretty easy to pick.
Check
But
back in next week.
yeah, we'll probably come up with a couple
I
good names.
I've liked him though ever since I saw him in a YouTube video. It was
Okay.
maybe 3, 4 years ago. He's our age, just
Mhm.
graduated from Stanford.
Yeah.
Kind of overshadowed by Carl Phillips. You probably
Mhm.
recognize that name.
Yeah.
Also the Stanford graduate. But yeah, I've liked Thor Bjornsson a lot. Last year got a couple he made a couple cuts, but nothing major. But this year I can see him making some real noise.
Yeah. What about any veterans you think are gonna have kind of a comeback year? A lot of people have been saying Jordan Spieth's gonna have a year again.
Absolutely not. I'm sorry.
I
The waste
Ricky
management was
Rick
supposed to be his Ricky.
Yeah, just a rough Friday. Ricky did make the cut with some. He was what 7 under. So I mean, maybe it's the year of Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, I think the general consensus of PGA fandom and reporting is they just get so stuck on the old names, and
Yeah,
it's slow to jump on the train with these new guys. But I think there's been a big shift. We don't have all the big names early on in the season anyways,
Mhm.
but I don't know. Like, you've got your Justin Roses still winning tournaments, but I think there's going to be a lot new first time winners, a lot of young guys this year.
I agree. Yeah, there's a lot of like you said, a lot of really young guys doing a lot. I mean, that leaderboard was filled with kind of up and comers. Also, Nikolai Hoygaard, who kind of had a rough season last year. His brother had a really good season last year. So um, yeah, those two are another one that could. I mean, both of them could be really good this year. So
Hmm. Yeah. All right, I've got two more questions for
all
you.
right,
They'll be quicker than that
all right.
one. All right, so first is, as someone who has camped out for a tea time at Bethpage, Um, I don't know if you've seen videos or know anything about the 16th grandstand, the people waking up at 1 a.m. to get in line for it. Would you? I can understand how we camped out for a tea time, but would you stay up all night for a front row seat to watch other people golf?
I mean, this is gonna be a wild answer, but no, I probably wouldn't. I know that sounds wild. Would it like if I get up at like 4 a.m. my 5 a.m. Am I still getting a seat or is this just a front row seat?
I think you could sneak your way in.
I mean I would get up early. I've gotten up really early for a lot of sporting events. Like I got up at 4 for college game day once. But I would get up relatively early. One might be pushing a little bit, just because I mean you've been to golf events. Um, it's a great experience. It's awesome to see the players up close and personal, but it's also really hard to watch golf.
Hmm.
So I don't know about 1 a.m. Maybe like 4 or 5 a.m. But probably not 1 a.m.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say. My experience was when we were at the US Open last year is as someone who enjoys golf, it's the most fun when you get away from the crowds and you can get really close to a player. You can find yourself almost on a tee box. Now, on the 16th hole, are most of them avid golf fans? Probably not. So if you're just there for the party and for the atmosphere, then I think that justifies it for a lot of people. But I think we have similar feelings that we would enjoy golf more throughout the rest of the course.
I also I also probably wouldn't stay there the whole day just because I mean, like you,
Yeah,
a big part of I know it's a big passion of yours. Same with mine is seeing new courses and are the setups and architecture of the course. Like that was a big thing. That's half the reason why I went to the U.S. Open was just because I'd never been to Oakmont before, so I wanted to see it. So
yeah. All right, I got one more question for
all
you.
right,
I should probably begin with that. The Evening Nine Golf Podcast does not endorse gambling of any sort. But with that being said, over under 10 and a half views for our first podcast.
over under. I am gonna say, I'm gonna be hopeful. I'm gonna say over. I've Snap Hooker Quaves has a cult like following on my Instagram. Says the Northeast Ohio golfer. So between the two of us, surely we can stir up a couple. Maybe not the whole
Yeah,
thing, but maybe they'll drop in. Maybe we'll take some clips and post it
that's
on.
right.
So
We'll get a couple
I'm,
story links.
yep. But we got to be optimistic. We got to go over. We got to go over here.
That's right. And that's what I heard about how you can get a podcast rolling is if we just
Mhm.
take short clips and post them on the
Yeah.
reels and the YouTube shorts. It's a good way to get an audience quicker. So
Yeah. And then they won't have to see all of our kind of our first time jitters and lapses. So I feel like we did pretty good for the
that's
first time.
right.
Right, but
I enjoyed it. We're at 38 minutes right now.
I was going to say time flies when you're having fun. So it's
That's
always
right.
it's always great to talk to Josh Ida. It's always great to talk about golf. So
Yeah, well, do you have any wrapping thoughts before we close it out?
no, just I would say it's been a great start to the season, and I can't wait for the rest of the season and talk about golf a little more with all you guys. And yeah.
That's right. I'm seriously excited for what's going to come of this. Hopefully not just the conversations we have, but maybe the people we meet
Mhm.
and the rounds of golf we'll play because of the connections we make on here. That'd be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, why don't you send us out with a goodbye?
All right. This is the Evening Nine podcast. Thank you all for watching, and hope to see you next time.
That's right. Love it. See ya.